Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Anderson. I have the formula sheet out to go over with you guys real quick, and then we'll talk about surface area and volume. Just so you know, one side is strictly volume, the other side is surface area. Make sure you know what these different variables stand for. So R is radius of a cylinder, H is height. Let's see. Over here we have S. S is the slant height of a cone. And for these, your answer should be the surface area total. So make sure you do the full thing. They're putting them separately for you, but then you add the two values together. So let's start with our notes. Volume is the space inside in a 3D shape. So we have here a cylinder, and on the formula page it says the volume formula is pi r squared h. So let's go ahead and label our variables. Radius is 5 centimeters, height is 20 centimeters, and we just plug in the values. So we have 5 squared and 20. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 20 is 500.
What?
What's 25 times 20?
25 times 20?
500.
Yeah, 500.
Okay, so 500 pi, and we can multiply that out with pi or leave it as it is. Don't forget your units. So volume is 3-dimensional, so that means we're going to have centimeters cubed. Okay, so here's a cereal box, and we have our dimensions. We're trying to see how much cereal would fit inside of the box. So the formula, according to our formula sheet, length times width times height. So we just plug in the values. This is our length, width, height. So we have 5 times 3 times 8. Let's see. 8 times 3 is 24 times 3. 24 times 3?
72.
72. And we are looking at inches cubed. By the way, that's my husband. He's my student.
Okay.
Okay, so that's volume, and you can practice the different shapes from the formula page, but it's basically like that for all of them. You just find the formula and plug them in. So now we're going to talk about surface area. So surface area is the outside of a shape. For example, the cereal box, if we were just talking about the cardboard in that box. So the outside part. And we're going to start by, actually we can find the surface area of that box. So this would be how much cereal would fit inside. And if we were doing surface area for that shape, let's see, that's our formula. So it's 2 times WH plus LW plus LH. This is width, height, length, width, length, height. And we have those already labeled. So it's just a matter of plugging them in. So we would have 3 times 8 plus 5 times 3 plus 5 times 8. So let's see what that equals. So 3 times 8 is 24, plus 5 times 3 is 15, and then 5 times 8 is 40, so adding those up you would have 79. If we multiply by 2, 158, and we are looking at inches. And remember, surface area is like area, so it's squared. Even though it's a three-dimensional shape, we're only looking at the area outside. So it's the area of all the shapes. So you could find the area of the outside of all of them and then add them up. That could be also how you get it if you don't want to use a formula. So I'm going to show you how to do it with netting if you don't want to use a formula. So this is a triangular prism. And let's say I have some values here. So let me give you some measurements. So the height right here will be 5 feet. We could say, I guess this is like a tent. The bottom is 8 feet. Let's say it's 10 feet long. And this measurement here will make it 6 feet. Okay, so we're trying to see how much of the material we would need to make that tent. So if you're doing netting, basically you're looking at, if you were to open this shape up, what would you see? So this is a rectangle, the back side right here is a rectangle, and the bottom is a rectangle. So we have 3 rectangles, then we have 2 triangles. And that would be the netting. So let's put the measurements in and actually find the area of each of those. So this side is 10 and 6. This back side right here, that side is also 6, and the bottom is 10. And then here we have 8 and 10 for this one. So 10 times 6, length times width here. That one's 60. This one's 60. And this one here is 8 times 10 is 80. And then the 2 triangles, we know we have area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Our base is 8. Height is 5. 8 times 5 is 40, divided by 2 is 20. So this is 20, and this is 20. So we're going to add those. So if you were to add up all of that, that would give you your surface area for that entire triangular prism. And it comes out to 240, and this is feet squared. So that's using netting. I would say some shapes, this is easier, and some shapes it's easier to use the formula. Like for this triangular prism, I prefer this, but it just depends. Make sure that you take out that sheet, print it out if you can, and use the formulas on there. And don't forget, I'm available during office hours if you need help.